Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to do the next concept of English grammar, that is the noun number. In this particular video, our most emphasis will be on how plurals are formed. How plurals are formed. But before doing this concept, we have to understand this much. So let's start with this only. So in this I have written two examples. One is trees, and second is boxes. Means you can see the tree is one and trees are plural. Means there are more than one tree. Similarly box is one, but boxes are many. So if there will be only one thing, then that's called singular. And if there will be more than two things, we'll call that plural. So in this you can see that tree is singular and trees are plural. Box is singular and boxes are plural. Means boxes, we have added es here. We have added s here. So these s, es, these all concepts we will be doing in how plurals are formed. So let me just give you one example. Similarly to this, that you can take man and men. So in that, man will be one and men will be more than one. So we can conclude that the first word of each pair denotes one thing. The first word of each pair is denoting one thing. The second word is denoting the pair denotes more than one. More than one, not two, more than one thing. So similarly, a noun that denotes one person, a noun that denotes only one person, एक ही आदमी या एक ही चीज, that we called as singular number. And if there will be more than one person or thing, then it's said to be plural number. In the examples I have already given you, singular is tree, box, and plural is trees, boxes. So I think this much concept is clear to all of you. Now we will be doing how plurals are formed. So let's begin that. Now how plurals are formed. There are many ways to form plurals. The first and the foremost way to form plurals are the plurals of nouns is generally formed by adding s to the singular verb. By adding s. Now some examples of this only. We can make plurals by adding s. Like the first example that we have taken. That is tree, and we have written trees. This is the first example. Similarly, there are more examples like boys. Similarly, girl and girls. Similarly, there are many more like books. There are many examples, but in this is a singular one that I have told you, because this is only talking about only one person, that is one tree, one boy, one girl, one book. And in this, s is there, and you all know that s can be used to form a plural, means more than one. Like trees means more than one tree is there, boys more than one boy is there, more than one girl is there, more than one books are there. So these are examples of this first way to form plurals. Now we are going to do the second way, that is that Nouns ending in s, sh, ch or x form the plural by adding es to the singular, means by adding es. By adding es in the ending of these nouns. Like you all know what is noun. I have told you in many videos. So here one example is there, that is class. You all know that class is a noun and there is s in the ending. Similarly, the question that is the way that is given here, in this s is also mentioned. So s is here in the ending, means this class will be plural by adding es, means class will be classes. Yes. Similarly, we can take one more example, like now we can take example of sh, the noun that ends with sh, that is brush, brush, brush. Now sh will also end with es to form plurals, means first you will write brush only and then you will add es, means brushes. Similarly, by doing this also, now we can take one more examples like of ch only, that is you can take example of watch. Now you have to add es to make it a plural, means watches. And then you can take x also. X is also given here, means one example with noun that ends with x, like you can take taxi, the plural will be taxis. Here I will be reduced. Okay, so this is the example of the second way to how to find plural, how to form plurals. So I think this much is clear, means the words like s, sh, ch, s, sh, ch can be removed, we can make plurals from this by just adding es, es, es and es. This is the second way to form plural. Similarly, we are going to do the third one, that is most nouns ending in o also form the plural by adding es to the singular. Means in this also es will be added so that we can form plurals. But the noun end with o. Like similarly in the second way, there are many words such as s, sh, ch, x. So in here o is that word and we have to form plural, so we can add es to that. So let me take one example, that is like the most common fruit, that is mango. It ends with o, o, o. We will be adding es so that it will become plural, that is mangoes. Similarly, we can take more examples also, like volcano, volcano. It also ends with o, so we can replace o by using es so that we can make this as plural. So volcanoes. Is this clear? Similarly, we can take more examples also, like echo. You all know what is echo. So echo will be echoes. Similarly, o is there. We have not replaced, we have added es so that it will become plural of this particular noun. Similarly, there are many examples like potato, potato. There is also o. We can make plural of that, that is potatoes, by adding es. So I think this third way is also clear to you. Similarly, we will be proceeding further with the fourth part, that is fourth way, that is a few nouns ending in o merely add s. Means in the previous way we have just done that there is o in the ending of the noun, but we have to add es so that it will become plural. But in this fourth way we have to just add s instead of es. So what's the examples? Like examples are photo. You all know, you all click photos. So if there will be one photo, you can say send me that photo, or if there will be more photos, then you can say photos. Means here the word ends with o only, but we have used s to make it a plural. Similarly you can make more examples also, like ratio. In mathematics you have seen ratio, like 4 ratio 9. There are many. Means this colon can be a remarkable thing for this ratio. So ratio, and here we have to find more than one ratio, means ratios. So ratios will be one thing. So now another example is piano. Many of you can play piano. So what's the plural of piano? There is also o. We just have to add s to make it a plural. Means pianos. Pianos. Similarly, we can take one more example, that is logo. So here the noun ends with o. So we just have to add s to make it a plural. So you all be like confusing. In the previous one we have just add es. We have add es. The o is same. The noun ends with o only. Like let me take one more example of that only. The previous example only, that is mango. So mango, we have added o is here, o is here, o is here. In this we have just added s to make it plural. But in this we will be adding es. That is mangoes. So this is the difference. Means in the previous one the noun ends with o only. Like in this the noun ends with only. Similarly in that also the noun ends with o only. But in this s is added to make it a plural. But in that es is added to make it a plural. So what's the example? We can take one more example of this only, like hero. So what will be the plural? Heroes. We have added es, one, and in this we have added es. So I think this much is clear in both the parts, in the fourth part also and in the third part also. So now we will be proceeding further with fifth way to make to form plurals. In this, nouns ending in y preceded by a consonant form they are plural by changing y into I and then adding es. Means in this, you all know we have taken nouns like any noun which ends with y. In the previous ones we have done that the nouns that ends with o, in that we have to add es to make it plural. In this we have to the word that ends with y, we have to change this y into I and then adding es. Means simply you can say that, like one example is here, baby. The noun ends with y. This is y. The noun ends with y. Is this much is clear. And then they are saying that we can make plural by changing y into I. Y को I में change करना. Means first we are doing step by step. We have replaced y by I. Means baby, this, and adding es, and then we have to add es. Means es means baby will be converted into babies in their plural form. Similarly we can take one more example also, like lady. This noun also ends with y. In this you just have to write led and then y is replaced by I. So we can write I and add es means ladies. Means this fifth point is saying this much only, that nouns that ends with y, we have to just replace y with I and then add es to them. So like we can take one more example, like we can take story. Story, in story y is the ending, means y is the, y we can replace y by writing I, means store and then I. Then we have to add es, means stories. Then you can take one more example like army. Army, army is the noun and y is the end of that noun. So y we have to replace by I and then we have to add es to that. So armies. So I think this point is clear to you, and now we will be doing sixth point, that is, in this sixth point, here we are going to do that the noun ending in f or fe, means there will be a noun which ends with f or fe. But when we have to make their plural, we just have to replace f or fe from that noun and add v and further add es. Means in the previous fifth point we have done, we have added es, we have replaced y, means instead of f or fe there is y in that fifth point, we have just removed or replaced that y into I, means instead of I there is v. So instead of I there is v and then adding es. Es is similar in both the cases. So let me take one example of this only, like example can be like wife. You all know wife is a noun that ends with fe. In this we are saying, here they are asking that change f or fe, means this fe into v. So fe, we have changed fe into v, that is viv, and adding es, and then we have to add es, that is wives. So this is the plural form of wife. Now we can take one more example also, like we can take thief, chor. Thief, this word ends with f only, this f. In this also we have to do similar thing, that is we just have to write the same word that is written here, but we have to replace f with v and then further add with es, means thieves. So this is the point 6 that we have to do in this. We can take one more example also, like we can take leaf, patta. Leaf, this word also ends with f. We just have to remove f with v and then es, add es, means leaf. This is similar, we have replaced f with v and then we have add es. So leaves is the answer. Similarly, in the fifth point we have just done that there is one word that instead of f or fe we have to replace y and add I instead of v and then add es. Means the example that we have done, baby, this words end with y, we just done that we have replaced y. In this we have replaced f with v, we have replaced y with I and then add es, and here also we have added es. So this is the similar part, but there are facts that we have to learn while doing these type of questions. Like if you were asked to do that what is the plural of wife, then you can't write that plural of wife is wives. This will be marked as 0. You have to write this. You all know that Instead of FE, you have to add V and then add ES. So this is the 6th point, and now the points are finished. There are some things that we have to know, so I am telling those things now. So let me continue this. Now some points to be remembered are like there are some nouns or some words which make their plural by adding s or ves. Like, let me take one example, that is dwarf. This is dwarf. And let me take one more example, that is scarf. Scarf. So in this particular we are saying these are two nouns. So in this particular we are saying that to form plurals, the word they either they add s or ves to make them plural. These are some words like dwarf. So in dwarf we can add s in dwarf to make it a plural, as well as ves in dwarf to make it a plural. Similarly, the case is with scarf also. We can add s to make it a plural, and similarly we can make plural by adding ves instead of f. Means the words instead of s we can take s also and add ves also. So these are the some examples. Like I am writing, like one can be dwarfs, means in this I have just added s. But in ves, w a r f will be replaced. In ves, f will be replaced. ves means the f that is here will be replaced by ves. Similarly in scarf also, s will be scarves. S will be added, but to make it plural by adding ves, but before adding ves we have to replace f, means scarves. Means we have replaced f and added ves instead of f. So these are some examples of this. Now we can take one more example. In this another concept is there. These are not the ways to form plural, but these are some concepts that you should know. So I think this much is clear, that we can add s to make it plural, and we can replace f and add ves to make it plural. So I think this much is clear. Now we'll be doing next concept, that is of this only. In this, like other words ending in f or fe, add s. Means words ending in f or fe, add s to make it plural. To make it plural, we have to add s, but we have to add s in the words that ends with f or fe. That is, like we can take example like safe. Safe is the example. Means this word safe having fe at the ending, fe, means fe will be replaced. No, fe will not be replaced. We have to add s, because here it's particularly written that we have to add s. Means that will be safes. Similarly, we can take one more example like chief. Chief, here f is there, only F, there is no FE. Similarly, we have to add S here also. Means in this particular point, we are said that the words that end with FE or F, we have to add S to make it plural. Okay. Similarly, we can take one more. Like you can take proof. This word ends with F. F, we have to just add S to make it plural, means proofs. So this is the some common examples of this concept. And similarly, one more concept is there. Like, I think I should erase this. If you want to note down, you can note down. In this, now we have to do the next concept, that is few nouns that form their plural by adding en to the singular, means they add en to the singular to make it plural. Means like one example is ox. Ox is singular, means they add en into the singular word to make it plural, means oxen. That will be the plural of ox. Similarly, we can take many examples, like we can you know that child is the singular one, we have to make it plural, means children. We have added en here, so this will be this concept. Means we can add, so in some words we can add en also to make it plural. Similarly, there is one more concept, that is a few nouns form their plural by changing the inside vowel of the singular. Means there are some words, like some words can be, I can take one most common example, that is men. That is man. And in this we have given a point that few nouns, means this is a noun, this can be come under that few noun, that few nouns form their plural. ये अपने plural जो है can make their plural by changing the inside vowel. Means this A, you all know vowels are A, E, I, O, U. These all are vowels. So some concepts are there that we should change the inside vowel here to make it plural. Means the plural of men will be men. Man will be men. There is a difference in pronunciation. That is, man can be spelled as man and men is spelled as men. And this will be man. This will be men. So this is the pronunciation. Means here we have changed this vowel into E. You all know that this is also a vowel and this is also a vowel. We have changed this inner vowel to make it a plural. Similarly, we can take one more example also, like similar to this, woman and women. Woman and women. Here the pronunciation is, you will not say woman, woman. This is not a correct pronunciation. The correct pronunciation of this will be woman. Woman, and this will be women. So the correct pronunciation of woman is woman and women. So here also, this is the same example, I think. A is replaced, here E is added to make it a plural. Means just a thing of noun is here. Similarly, you can take example of foot, and similarly you all know that this OO, means O is also a vowel. This OO is replaced by EE to make it a plural. Similarly, you can take one more example like tooth. Tooth means oo. Similarly, oo is the word that will be replaced means teeth. That is ee. This is one example. Similarly, you can take one more example like mouse. This will be replaced by mice. M-I-C-E. So here O is here. We have changed into I. So there are some examples of this. OU is changed by I. You can say this, okay? Means here we just have to do that. In some examples, the main point of this concept is this: there are some examples that change their vowel to make them make plural. Means here A changed his vowel to e to make it plural. Similarly here also foot, feet. So I think this concept is clear to you. Similarly there is one more example like you all know, some of you may be confused that what is the plural of fish? What is the plural of fish? Some say fishes. Some of you will be saying that it is fishes. But let me tell you, fishes is incorrect. Plural of fish is fish only, not fishes. Fishes is wrong. Absolutely wrong. In this, fish will be the plural of fish only. This you have to know. I have cleared your doubt that fish doesn't have any plural name fishes. Fishes can be denoted as kinds of fishes. Kinds of fishes. But you know the definition of plural is more than one. More than one thing or person. And in person animal also came. So this is the main concept of plural. So this is not satisfying this. You have just added es, means this is plural. No. Fish, the plural of fish will be fish only. And fishes can be denoted as kinds of fishes की कितनी तरह की fishes हैं. And you all know that plural is more than one thing, person or animal, anything. More than one. So this is the concept of fish only. So now I will be telling you some more concepts. Now this concept is saying that some nouns have the singular and the plural alike. मतलब singular और plural जो हैं वो दोनों एक ही हैं. There are no separation in both of them, that singular is one and plural is two. In this main point, like I am giving you some example, that is, you can say dozen. You all know dozen is 12. Means you all know that dozen consists of 12 pieces or piece. Like if you buy banana, you will not say give me 1 kg of banana. Bananas are in dozen, means 12 particularly. Means dozen cannot be changed into 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5. We can't say that dozen is 2. We can't say, means this is particularly. So this is not a singular, means singular and plural are alike. एक तरह के ही हैं. Similarly we can say pair. You all know pair consists of 2, means 2 in 1. 2 in 1 na. Like I am telling you tree and trees. This is one pair. Means two things are consisted in here. So tree and trees, this is one pair. Means this cannot be changed. Means we can't add tree, trees and anything. Means more than 2 we can't add. Trees, tree, tree. We can't add 4 things in one pair. We can add only 2 things. Means pair is also constant. This cannot be changed into anything. Means, so example are dozen, pair, and you can say deer. You can't say deers. Have you ever heard someone is saying deers? This deers. You haven't heard this before. So this is the some examples of this point that here singular and plural are alike. Means डियर एक हो या ज़्यादा हो हम बोलेंगे डियर, डियर्स तो बोलेंगे नहीं. वैसे पेयर एक हो या दो हो बोलेंगे तो पेयर ही, पेयर्स थोड़ी बोलेंगे. डजन, डजन्स थोड़ी बोलेंगे. वैसे ही similarly this is the concept of this. So you can take we can take one two more examples, like we can take 100. You all know 100 consists of 100 only, not more than that or not less than that. Similarly 1000, you can't say more than 1000, less than 1000, nothing that. And you can say score. Similarly we can take more example in, like we have taken in this score, and then we can say sheep, and we can say many more also, like species. So these all are example of this concept only. So I think this concept is clear to you. Means the things that are singular and plural, we can say them both. Like we can't say that 100 is singular or 100 is plural. They are both alike. वो दोनों एक तरह ही हैं, एक ही हैं. Means we can't make 100 more than 100 or 100 less than 100. So this is the concept of this, and now we will be doing some more concept of this of many other. So let's proceed to that. Now the next concept is saying that some nouns are used only in the plural. They are only used in plural, means there will be no singular at all. Like there are three parts where we will use plural only. There will be no singular at all. So first one says that names of instruments which have two parts forming a kind of pair. Means which have two parts and forming a pair. So what's the example of this? Like we can say scissors. Scissors have two pairs. Means I can't draw scissor as I am a very bad drawing and artist. So I can just do this, like this is two things. Means one is this, one is two. Means this is a pair. Two parts consist in one is known as pair. So scissors have two pairs, two parts forming a kind of pair. So this is scissor and this is forming a pair. So this can be example of scissor. And similarly you can do that with tongs. If you know what is tongs. Tongs, you have used tongs in your labs in schools for performing an experiment, like to, if you have to, or you have to pick something which we can't use, which we can't do with our hands as it is harmful for our hands, we use tongs for that. Means similarly in kitchen you have chimta type kuch. Similarly tongs are there to hold that that in experimental labs in schools for performing experiments. So tongs and scissors, they tongs are similar to this type of this type and something like this. I am not a good artist, so I am just making it brief. I don't know. So this is the example of this. Now another point is names of certain articles of dress. Means there are some dresses in which we use plurals, like we can take jeans, we use s, which is a plural, means jeans. Similarly there are many more examples, like you can say shorts, you can say shorts. Similarly trousers. So these all are examples of articles of dress. Similarly, now the third point is saying certain other nouns, kuch aur noun. So you can say like thanks. In thanks, if you will greet someone with thanks, s is coming here, means this is also in plural. So thanks. Or you can also say, also there is an example of assets. Assets. So these are some examples of this, some nouns which are used only in the plural, means s is here, 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 means they are all plural. So I think this concept is clear to you. Okay, then we are moving forward to the other concept, that is, now this is saying that some nouns are originally singular, means ऐसे तो वो singular हैं, but they are used in plural also. Like you can say alms, eves, riches. So if I want to understand, so I will take one most easier example, that is riches. Riches. You all know that rich is singular. This is singular. But we have made this plural by adding es. But here it is saying that some nouns are originally singular, means originally they are singular but are used in plurals also. But वो plural में भी use होते हैं, like riches. It is used in singular only, that is rich, but they are used in riches also. So I can make one example from this, like riches do many things. Riches do many things. So this is the example of this. I hope you understand this, that some nouns are original singular. ऐसे तो singular ही होते हैं, but we can use them in plurals also. Like we have used rich, that is originally singular, but we have used in plural by adding es, riches. So the example is riches do many things. So I think this much is clear to you. Now moving forward to the next concept, that is, the following nouns look plural but are in fact singular. So let me write this first. So in this, it is saying that the following nouns look plural but are in fact singular. Means ये लगते plural हैं, like subjects, s is here, subjects, talking about many subjects, means it is plural, पर वो होते singular ही हैं. Like the word news, it's, we pretend that news is plural by saying that news, the spelling of news is news, means s is here, means it is plural, but in fact it is singular. Similarly, there is some names of some common diseases, names of some games, they look plural but they are in fact singular, means वो दिखते लगते plural हैं but वो होते singular है. Like the word news itself, it seems that news is plural but it's in fact singular. Similarly, we can take this example, names of subjects, like we will be talking about mathematics. So this is only one subject. Here is also s, but it is a one subject, means it is singular. Similarly, mathematics, or you can say physics. So these are examples of subject. Similarly, the word news, I have told you. Names of some common diseases, like measles. I think you all know what is measles. And rickets. Now I think many of you will not know what is rickets. Ricket is a disease which causes from deficiency of sun. मीन्स जो बच्चे छोटे होते हैं, अगर उनको ढंग से सनलाइट नहीं मिले तो उनको रिकेट हो जाते हैं. मीन्स देयर लेग्स विल बी लाइक दिस, लाइक आवर लेग्स विल बी स्ट्रेट, देयर लेग्स विल बी लाइक लिटिल दिस शेप. So that this disease is known as rickets, which causes due to the deficiency of sunlight. Okay, this is mainly in children. N- names of some games like Drought. I don't know what is Drought, which game is Drought, and Billiards. I think Billiards you all know, you have played games also. So these are some examples. They look that they are plural, but in fact they are singular. Like subjects, we thought that subject will be mathematics, physics. They are only one subject. What news? This is only one, not many newses. There is no newses. Newses is not a word. Names of some common diseases means काफी diseases. Common diseases like measles, rickets. Rickets. I have told you what is rickets. Names of some games, billiards, drought. So these are look. These look like a plural, but they are singular. I think this concept is clear to you. So now moving forward to the next question, next part. That is, now there's a fact, or you can say a point, that is the word means. This word means is used either singular or plural. Okay, but when it has the meaning of wealth, it has the meaning of wealth, it is always plural. Let me write this also. But when it has the meaning of wealth, meaning of wealth, it is always plural. It is always plural. Like, now I have told you that the word means is used either for singular or for plural. या वो singular है या वो plural है. Similarly, but when it has the meaning of wealth, अगर इसके पास मतलब wealth का है तो वो हमेशा plural होगा. I think this much is clear to you. Now I am giving you one example, that is, he succeeded by this means is passing the examination. Like this one can be an example. Similarly, I can tell you one more. Like, his means are small, but he has incurred no debt. His means are small. मतलब उसके खर्चे वगैरह वो बहुत छोटे हैं, but he has incurred no debt. But उसको कोई लोन या कर्ज नहीं है. So this is type of example. So now moving forward to the next point, that is, let me erase this first and then I will tell you. Certain collective nouns. Certain collective nouns, though singular in form, are always used as plurals. Like, what's this talking about? In this, it is saying that कुछ collective nouns. I have told you what is collective noun. That is, I have given you one example, that is of crowd, which means collection of people. This is the example of crowd, means this is example of collective noun. So in this it is saying that ऐसे तो collective noun singular होते हैं, but they are always used as plurals, but वो plurals में ही count होते हैं and they are always plural. Like, I am giving you one example, like poultry. I think you all know what is poultry, where chicks or hens were stored. This is known as poultry. This is not a singular. It tends to like a singular, but it is not a singular. It always used as plurals in collective nouns. Similarly, you can say cattle, where we keep horses, buffaloes, cows, and many domestic animals like cattle. And one I have already told you, people, you can call that certain collective nouns. कुछ collective nouns जो है वो singular form में होते हैं, but वो always plural ही होते हैं. ये हमें लगता है तो singular ही है कि cattle एक ही है, poultry एक ही है, people एक ही है, but they are always plural. So I think this much is clear to you. Now I like to share one thing, that is, as a common noun, people. People is a common noun. This is a common noun. Means इसका मतलब nation भी है. Means nation and is used both in singular and plural. And used both in singular and plural. Let me write singular only. One you will not be able to understand what is one. Means singular and plural. Similarly, what's the example of this? I'm talking about this people only. This only. Means here this is saying that one people is denoted as nation and one is used in both singular and plural, and it is a common noun. Like what? The Japanese are a hard working people. Japanese जो है वो hard working people है. Like here I have written example, like the Japanese are hard working people. Japanese जो है वो मेहनती लोग हैं, मेहनती लोग हैं. In this one example of people is covered, and now I have one more example to satisfy the above part, that is, there are many different peoples in Europe. Okay, I think this much is clear. There are many peoples in Europe. I think this much is clear to all of you, that कुछ collective nouns जो singular हैं but वो always plural ही use होते हैं, like poultry, cattle, people. And people में I have told you that people can be covered in two, like this can be called as nation and this can be called as this is used in both singular or plural. Like the Japanese are a hard working people. One example is this for this, and second example is there are many different peoples in Europe. So I think this much is clear to you. Now here's the concept of compound noun. And now how to find the plural of compound noun? Compound noun form its plural by adding s. Means we just have to add s to make it plural. So what's the example like? One example is passerby. Passerby. Now what's the example of what's the plural of passerby? That will be passersby. Means we just have to add s here. This, there is no s, there is s. Now we can take one more example, like stepson. Similarly you can simply say stepsons. Similarly stepdaughter, stepdaughters. Similarly coat of mail. Means coats of mail. Here s is here. Coats of mail. Similarly you can take example of maid servant. And now you can, what's the plural of maid servant? Maid servants. So I think this is clear. We can find the compound noun plural by adding s, like passerby, passersby, stepson, stepsons, coat of mail, coats of mail, maid servant, maid servants. So I think this much is clear to you. Now moving forward to the next question, next part, that is very little part. There are some nouns taken from foreign languages keep their original plural form. Means they are in their own plural form only. Like let me give you examples of foreign languages. Like from Latin, from Latin, the words came like formula, formula, and you all know that we can formula or formulae. I think this is clear to you. Similarly, you can take radius, and this will be radii. Means these are two examples of the plurals that came from Latin. I think this much is clear to you. Now, from Greek, the some plurals came from Greek also. From Greek, that is, you all know crisis, crisis, or you can say crisis. Similarly, basis and bases. Similarly, axis, axis. Similarly, criterion and criteria. These are some words that come from Greek that are plural. Nouns taken from foreign languages keep their original plural form. Okay, I think this much is clear to you. Now moving forward to the next concept. Now in this concept they are saying that some nouns have two forms for the plural. Plural के लिए दो forms हैं, each with a somewhat different meaning, और हर के पास different meaning है. Like if we will take one singular, this is singular, okay, and this is plural, okay. In singular, like we take one example like cloth. In plural, clothes means clothes. You all know we add s to make plural, so clothes means kinds or pieces of clothes. Kinds or pieces of clothes. Of cloth. Similarly, now we are saying there have two forms, means there will be two. So and somewhat different meaning और उनके अलग meaning होंगे, like clothes, clothes, and that will be garments. I think this much is clear to you. Means they have two forms with different meanings. Some nouns have two forms for the plural. Plural के लिए दो forms हैं, each with a somewhat different meaning. And singular is clothes. And now if I will take one more example, like I will take die. So dies means die मरने वाला नहीं, die, dies. Dies means stems for coining. Stems for coining. Coining करने के लिए stems, उसको die कहते हैं. And there is one more dice that I think you all know, that you play with Ludo. Small cubes used in games. Small cubes used in games. Similarly, we can take one more example also of this only, like index. One index that you make for content in school. You make content, like if you have to make a project, you will first make content, like first is introduction, then acknowledgement, and then last bibliography, something like that. Contents means first is indexes, that is tables of contents to books. Tables of contents to book. You all know that books have also content, like which chapter and page number side by side is written there. And another is indices. That will be science used in algebra. You all know what is algebra. You study in maths. Science used in algebra. That is the example of indices. Means cloth have two plural forms, die have two plural forms, index have two plural forms with different meanings in each. This is the concept of this. Okay, I think you all got it. Similarly, now we will be proceeding forward to the next concept, that is, now this concept is saying that some nouns have two meanings in the singular. दो मीनिंग होते हैं सिंगुलर में, बट ओनली वन इन द प्लूरल. पर प्लूरल में एक ही होता है. नाउ व्हाट इज दैट? Like if I will be taking one example of, like if we will take one example of people, I will be telling you line by line. People, I have taken example of people in singular. In singular there will be two meanings, that is nation, and other is men and women. And similarly in plural there will be only one meaning and two meanings in singular and one meaning in plural. So plural have, the meaning in plural is nations. Means the word changes into peoples, and the meaning will be nations. So this is the example of this part. Now you can take one more example also, like I will take practice. Practice here in singular and here in plural. Like in singular there are two examples, have two meaning, like one is habit and second is exercise of a profession, and the example of this is plural is, this word will change into practices and this became the meaning habits. So I think this is clear to you, that two meanings in singular and one meaning in plural. Means there will be, in people there is two meanings, that is one is nation and second is men and women. In practice there is two meanings, that is habit and exercise of a profession. Plural, peoples, nations. Practices, habits. Means you have added s and people's ss. Means we have made this plural here also, so that this come under plural. So I think this is clear to you, and now we will be proceeding further. Now this concept is the opposite of the concept that we have done just before this. Like some nouns that have one meaning in the singular but two in the plural. Means I have made changes in that line only, that is I have changed 2 into 1 and 1 into 2. So let me take one example of this also, in which we will be doing there will be two meanings of plural and one meaning of singular. But before this there has two meanings in singular and one meaning in plural in previous one, and this two meanings in plural and one will be in singular. So let's get started by this. If I will be taking example of spectacle. So I think you all know what is spectacle. Chashma. Means in singular there is only one meaning, that is a sight. देखने के लिए, a sight. And in plural there is two meanings. Means this will change into spectacles. I think you all know spectacles. So there will be two meanings. One will be sights, s, and second will be eyeglasses. Similarly, I think I should take one more example. I think this much is clear that spectacle has one meaning, that is sight, देखने की क्षमता, and plural spectacle, sights, eyeglasses. Similarly, we will be doing with this also. I will be taking one example, that is pain. Pain, I think the meaning is suffering. Similarly, here the this pain will have as because this is a plural. Pains means sufferings, means the word that we will be writing here, that is suffering, we just have to add one s there to make it plural. And second meaning, you have to know that care, or you can say exertion. So this is the example of this. I think this much is clear, as I have told you the previous one very perfectly. So I think this is also clear to you. Now moving forward to the next part, that is, so this concept is saying that some nouns have different meanings in the singular and the plurals. Means in both, in singular there is entirely different meaning, and in plural also there will be entirely different meaning from singular apart. So I think I should start with an example so that you can understand this more perfectly. Like, let me take an example of singular first, and then I will be telling you in plural. Like in singular, I have taken one example, that is respect, which means regard in singular. Okay, in singular. So in plural there will be, the meaning of respect is, this became respects, as this is plural, and respects become, the meaning become compliments, means they're compliments. Okay, similarly here I will take one more example, that is physics, not physics, physic, SIC, physic, that is medicine. But if I will add s here, means physics, then this will be natural science, natural science. Similarly, if I will take one more example, that is air. Air, I think, is very simple. The meaning of air in singular is atmosphere, and the meaning of airs, means we have add as, will be affected manners, affected manners. So this is the concept of this. If you want, I can give you one more example. Like, if I will say good, then what's the meaning in singular? It will be benefit, or you can say well-being, well-being. Similarly, here goods, the word change into goods. You all know goods. What are goods? Like a person who goes and, means good and goods, would hona type. So the word can be like, you can say the word will be merchandise. So I think this much is clear to you. This concept is clear to you. Now I will be telling you some more things, that is, like, these things I am not going to write, I am just telling you, and I will give you examples. Like, the thing is, letters, figures and other symbols are made plural by adding an apostrophe and s. Apostrophe and s means, what's the meaning of apostrophe? Apostrophe is, like, we used to write words like the smallest, the word is its. You write this as its, but you write this also its, means this particular symbol is apostrophe. The spelling is apostrophe, but we spell it as apostrophe. Okay, so this is the concept. I think this much is clear. Similarly, there are many words like, means the main motive of this is letters, figures and other symbols. Letters, figures और other symbols are made plural. वो plurally बने हुए हैं by adding apostrophe. अगर हम उसमें apostrophe and s डाल देंगे तो means I can give you one example, that is add 2 5s and 4 2s. Add 2 5s and 4 2s. Here apostrophe is there and s is there. And what I have told you, that letters, figures and other symbols are made plural by adding an apostrophe and s. Means this is denoting that example, s and apostrophe also. So I think this much is clear to you. Now it is usual to say the Miss Smiths. Like this concept is clear. Like I have written the Miss Smiths, S-M-I-T-H-S, Smiths. Here you all know that Miss Smiths means singular. We are talking about only one person, that is Miss Smith. Miss Smith. So I think this is also clear to you that the Miss Smith means this is a singular word which means Miss Smith. Okay. Now I have to tell you one more thing, that is abstract nouns have no plural. Means you have to write also that abstract nouns have no plural. Have no plural. Is it clear? Abstract nouns have no plural. No plural means we will not write hopes. Like I am giving an example of abstract noun, that is hope, the things that we can feel, hope or love or kindness, but we can't say that these are plural, as abstract noun have no plural, कोई plural नहीं है इसमें. So these are examples of abstract noun. So I think this is clear. When such words do appear in the plural, जब ऐसे words आते हैं ना, ये kindness वाले, ये वाले words, kindness वाले, when these type of words appear to be come, like such words do appear in the plural, ये plural में आए, they are used as countables. तो ये countables की तरह use होते हैं, countables. Is it clear? Countables. Like kindness, which means act of acts. Remember this. This is not act. This is acts of kindness. Similarly, I think this is clear to you that kindness come under countables, which means acts of kindness. Now there is one thing more, that names of substances are also uncountables. Like the names of substances. Like names of substances. Names of substances are also uncountables. ये है uncountables. And are not therefore used in the plural. And are not used in plural. And example are copper, tin, wood. These are example of these. Is it clear? Means names of substances are uncountables and they cannot form plural. And the example are copper, tin, would. Similarly, when such words are used in the plural, अगर ये words plural में use हुए, they become countables. अगर ये plural, अभी ये plural में नहीं use हुए इसलिए uncountable है. अगर ये plural में use हुए, then they will become countables with changed meaning, and their meanings will be changed totally. Like copper will be, the meaning of copper will be copper coins, when there will be plural. Okay, when they said to be plural, then the meaning will be changed and they will become countables. Here the copper is countables. Okay, similarly, tins means cans made of tins, cans made up of tins, made of tin. Similarly, wood means forest. So these are examples. Okay, now I think I have told you very important things in this chapter, in this whole concept, and in this whole video of how plurals are formed. So I think this is enough. You can score good marks if this type of concepts come in your exam, because you should know the concepts, whether they will come or no, but you should know. So I think that's all for the today, and if you have any query, you can ask me in the comment section with no hesitation. And if you like it, do like, subscribe and share my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon for all the new updates for my new videos. Thank you.